Alrighty, here we go. We're going to do our next say review and trying to get you ready for the next test. So hopefully you're listening, you're paying attention, you're kind of watching this. Hopefully you're going to make sure you understand everything because, well, that's what we're trying to do, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this you might need to help you, like on your note card. I would have this kind of chart to help you with the end behavior, and that probably could help you answer a lot of other questions that you might need. So go ahead and pause me right now and make sure you get this chart. Just pause this and then kind of go from there. So now I'm ready to move on to the next part. Let's look at the problem, how this works. So the idea here is that you want to be able to tell the end behavior. Now keep in mind that the top one is going to be my left and the bottom one is going to be my right. In other words, where is the function going on the left side? Well, according to this, you've got an up arrow on the left side, so that means it's going up to positive infinity. And then on the right side, you've got a negative down arrow, which means it's going to negative infinity, and there you go. Now, when they go in different directions, that is an odd degree polynomial. If they go in the same direction, that's an even degree. And then the number of real zeros, all you got to do here on part C is count how many times it crosses the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times it crosses the x-axis. That's it. That's your C. And D, the leading coefficient. Now if you go back to the chart and say there, boop, the chart tells me, okay, it was positive infinity and then negative infinity, so it would match this one right here. And so that would tell me that it is a negative. Okay, and then let's look at the next problem. Okay, so on the left side here, I can see it's going to positive infinity, so I would put positive infinity. And on the right side, I can also see that it's going to positive infinity, so I would put positive infinity. The B part is, this is even because they're both going in the same direction. It crosses the x-axis 6 times, so that means there's 6 real zeros. And then I can tell that because these are both positive, again, according to the chart, that the leading coefficient must be positive. Okay, so number 3 and number 4, this should be a quick review. Number 3 and number 4, okay, I put them in order, didn't make it difficult for you. All you got to do is find the term with the highest exponent, which in this case is 4. The number in front of that is the leading coefficient, so that's negative 6 on number 3, and then on number 4 it's going to be 7. And then the degree of the polynomial is just the exponent. That's it. So on number 4 I have 7 and 8. Okay, so now, based on that, if you go back to your chart, you can see there it would say that the negative 6 being the even degree polynomial with a negative 6 means that they're both going down, so that would be negative infinity. Here on the next one, I have an even degree polynomial, but with a positive leading coefficient, so that would mean they're both going to positive infinity. And again, keep in mind you can use the chart to kind of help you through those. Okay, number 5, we're going to find, you got to do synthetic substitution. So you got to put them in, put the numbers. I'm going to slow this down just a little bit and let it play from there. And you can see, like, you got to bring them down and try to find the number that's going to be the remainder. That's the answer you care about. So here I'm going through all the steps, multiplying, then adding or subtracting, and that number I get there at the end in the box, that's my answer, because I'm saying if I put negative 3 in place of the x, I would get an answer of 103. Okay, same thing with the 2, bring down the 7, multiply, bring it down, combine, and again multiply and combine, so that you get for P2 it's negative 17. And that's really all there is to it. Same thing on number 6. So you just write the numbers and then you write all the coefficients. And again, you bring down the first number. And then you're going to multiply. So bring down the 5. Multiply negative 3 times 5, which is negative 15. Add negative 32. Multiply positive 96. Add 99. Multiply negative 297. And then that would give me a final answer of negative 305. I'm going to do the same thing for 2. I'm going to bring down the 5, and then say 5 times 2 is 10. 7, negative 17 plus 10 is negative 7. Negative 14. negative 11, and negative 22, which would give me negative 30. And that's that. Okay, so that's that answer right there, and there you go. Fairly simple, not that hard. Okay, the next one, the answers are right there. Again, you just got to remember, you can only do that one with a calculator. You got to go to a graphing page. So you got to graph it, and then press menu 5, 1, and trace. And you got to find the zeros, the max, and the min. Make sure you find all the zeros that there are, and then you list the zeros by their x's, and then for the maxes and mins, you give me the whole max and the whole min. And then you got to circle the absolute. Now in this example, number 7, there's only one of each. So you circle both of those, the max and the min. But if you look at number 8, I had 2 mins, and so I'm circling the one that's the lowest, because the absolute min and the absolute max are the ones that are the lowest. Okay, so there's that. And we're almost there. I'm sure some of y'all are going to wonder, should I have a bonus word for y'all? So I guess your bonus word for today is going to be state. Let's make it simple. So make sure you have state. And guys, don't share this with anyone. I mean, why would you share this? If you're taking all the time to listen to this and do all the hard work, why would you do it? Just give it to somebody who didn't do any of that. Come on, be smart about it. Anyways, let's look at number 9. Okay, so number 9, keep in mind that you have an x plus 5, so you got to go to the opposite. So remember, here we do the opposite. When I say x plus 5, x minus 5, whatever, just do the opposite. Then set up your thing. First thing you want to do is see if it equals 0, because on the test it may or may not equal 0. So we're going to make sure it equals 0. Bring down the 1. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. That would be positive 15, multiplying negative 4, positive 20. Gives me a 0. So I know x plus 5 works. Now I need to use a chart that will tell me what is x squared minus 3x minus 4 equal. I'll pause it here and I'll go back to it, but I'm going to bring up the chart. So this is the chart I would use. Not exactly sure why I have this extra little whatever there, but this is the chart I would use to help me factor. Plus plus equals plus plus, minus plus is minus minus, plus minus is plus minus, minus minus is minus plus. The larger number always is in the left, and then you want to know which ones you add and subtract. Okay? If you need to copy this down, don't already have it on your note card, I would pause me just so you could see it. Okay, so back to this. So we now know that minus minus is a minus plus. And I'm looking at two numbers that multiply to give me negative 4, so I'm looking at that end number, but would subtract to give me a negative 3. Now, why do I say subtract? Because they're different signs. Different signs take away. So, numbers that multiply to give you 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. The ones that subtract to give you 3 are 1 and 4, or in this case, 4 and 1. So, I've got negative 4 and plus 1. And those are my other two factors that multiply to give me that x cubed minus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Okay, so number 10, I'm going to do the same thing. Make sure, again, put the opposite, so the minus 1 becomes a plus 1 or positive 1. I'm going to multiply, bring down to 3. 3 times 1 is 3, negative 4, negative 10, and then I would say negative 10, 2 minus 10 is negative 8. So this one is not a factor, so you just simply put no and you're done. That is all. Last example. Oh my God, this is quick and easy. Same thing, going through the whole steps. I'm going to fast forward this a wee bit. Y'all can kind of see that. If y'all need to pause it or whatever, y'all could have asked questions in class. Anyways, so I get a 0. Now I have 3x squared, so I know x minus 1 works. I have 3x squared minus 11x minus 4. And because of the 3x, put 3x into 3x squared, put the 3, whoops, wrong thing, put the 3 into both parentheses. Minus minus is a minus plus. And now I'm going to say, actually multiply, whoops, went too far, Let's try that again. Multiply. I'm just got stubby fingers today. Multiply 3 times negative 4, and that would give me negative 12. And that would be the number that goes on top of my little diamond. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me negative 12, would subtract to give me an 11. Numbers that multiply to give me 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. 12 and 11, or 12 and 1, subtracts to give me 11. So I have 12 and 1. Now, again, you have an extra 3, but you did that so you can find the order easier. So you can see the first parentheses here is divisible by 3, so I divide by 3, and that gives me x minus 4, and I have 3x plus 1. So my final answer is having all those together, x minus 1, x minus 4, 3x plus 1. And that's pretty much it. Anyways, I've given you all sorts of tips to hopefully get this done. Hopefully y'all can do well. If y'all do have any questions, hopefully I'll be around to answer them. Anyways, that's it for today. Y'all take care. Thank you very much.